started this whole big trend of foundational Black America and American descendants of slavery? Why is this a thing? Why are we at war with this thing? If nothing else, I guess I would be an American descendant of slavery. Did y'all know that slavery started in the Caribbean before it came to America? Those slave ships used to stop on what's now considered the island of St. Vincent. Did you guys not know that there was slavery also in Jamaica, Panama, Cuba, Venezuela, Haiti, Nicaragua, Belize, Guatemala, and that we were all on a slave ship, but some of us got dropped off at different ports? But as I stated before, the slavery prototype was from the island of Barbados. It started there first before it even came to America. And now I have people in my comments telling me that, oh, I'm not black, and that all of my I can't talk on black men. I can talk on y'all motherfuckers because I date y'all, because I'm black too. So let me give y'all some history, because y'all are a little confused between ethnicity and race. So let's talk about that first. So, as a child born in New York at Harlem Hospital, can't get no blacker than that. Today I took out my weave. If you go to my other video, you saw me being unbelievable. I took off my weave and I got me a wrap, a doobie. If you know, you know. Black. I got a whole weave up in my hair. Black. Not like white people don't wear weave, but we're not talking about them. I'm talking about me and my blackness, and y'all telling me that I'm not black enough. So, in Harlem Hospital, Black Hospital, where I was born in 1970, my birth certificate says that I am a single female child, H for Hispanic, because Latino was not a thing. Latino was a new term. So I guess Latinos are processing along the same way as black people. Because it used to be Negroes, then you were black, then two other things now. Well, colored, we're not going to go through it. Now African American. But this term FBA got y'all losing your motherfucking minds. Because slavery was started in the Caribbean before it even came to America. We were enslaved just as you. We all fought for to make it where we are. Some of the greatest civil rights activists have been of Caribbean descent, like Shirley Chisholm, Marcus Garvey, Malcolm X, Kwame Ture Stokely Carmichael, aka Stokely Carmichael, Maya Angelou of modern day Maya Angelou. So Caribbean people have played a significant role in the advancement of FBAs. And there are many that I haven't mentioned, but I'd be more than happy to do a list. But I don't know why we're sitting here talking about, like, who's the better black? Back when slavery had first ended during the time of the Gilded Ages, the free blacks thought that they were more bourgeois than the other blacks who had been enslaved. This is 2025. We got a lot of other we need to be fighting about. Why are we separating blacks? Why? Why? I have been black for 55 years of my life. Well, 55 in 10 days. I have been black for 55 years of my life. And ain't none of y'all gonna tell me that I'm not black enough. And I don't date Latino men. I've only dated one Latino man, a Puerto Rican, who identifies himself as black, even though he's more of the whiter shade of Puerto Rican, but he identifies as black. He's so black he don't even speak Spanish. And all his homeboys are black. And in New York where I live, there's never been a difference between a Puerto Rican and a black person. I don't know if Puerto Ricans go and check the black box because I'm not Puerto Rican. I don't know what they check. But I know Puerto Ricans and black have been cool. The black Dominicans, they do their own thing. But the Puerto Ricans and the blacks have always been cool. But me, as a first generation American, born in America, of Cuban parents, raised in Belize, so I do consider myself a Belizean too. I also have Indian heritage, like red dot Indian. But there's no way, like, you can look at my hair and see that, I'm a coolie gal. But, like, yo, don't come on here and try telling black people who they are. Oh, my God. Some of y'all can be so ignorant. There's a thing about how they say that black Americans are the most educated. I need to do a study on that. I need to find out, are they pegging all of us in one group? Because when the Nigerians come, Nigerian women have the most PhD than any black woman in the diaspora. Nigerian women are the most educated. And they hold degrees from some of the highest institutions, Harvard, Princeton, Yale, Oxford, Cambridge, Columbia. No group of black women have PhDs like Nigerian women. Nigerian have PhDs like they're Starbucks. That's how dope they are. But I want to know, this number of black women are the most educated in America. How are they doing these numbers? How are they fudging these numbers? Because when I was in college, there was a lot of Nigerians and there was a lot of Caribbean women. So I need to find out how many black American women are actually in the category and see if I can get a subcategory of this study of black people, since we are separate and so not equal. And then next thing you know, we're going to want to take black culture. Girl, we don't want black culture. We don't want black culture at all. So clearly you don't know Caribbean people. Clearly you don't know Caribbean people, because Caribbean people don't want black culture. We enjoy your culture. We like it. But we have our own. We have our own music, our own dances, our own everything. And you're probably in a small ass town. In New York, we even have our own neighborhoods. So no, nobody want black American culture. I come from a place rich in culture that came directly from Africa. From the food that I eat, to when I wrap my hair in a scarf, to the traditional clothes that I wear. I come from a rich line of Garifuna people who are part of the Arawas and different tribes that came together when they were in Central America, who is rich in culture, rich in food, rich in music. My traditional dish is called hudut, which is the same as the African fufu, but my dish comes from the Igbo people who eat their hudut with plantain versus with plantain in a mata versus pounded yam or starch. Black people have their own history, have their own thing. I have enough going on in my country, baby. Enough going on as a Caribbean black, as an Afro-Latina, that I don't need to steal culture from black people. I do love y'all though, and I have been here and you guys have embraced me, and I do love that. But I've never looked at myself as, ooh, I'm not a black American. According to this mother passport, I am. I don't want to be a foundational black American. I'm gonna let y'all go. Where I come from, our trauma of slavery, we don't carry that on our back like a anchor. My people don't carry their trauma on their back like a cross. We let that go to Jesus. Hallelujah. We are free to be happy, to live life, to want good things, to give people respect and to be respected. We respect everyone. We don't ask anyone for anything. We don't come here looking for handouts. We work. There's a whole big thing. Oh, the Jamaicans have 3-4 jobs. That's all Caribbean people. We come to America. Let me tell you a traditional Caribbean person. This is how much we don't want from y'all. Most Caribbean people come to America. They will work those 3, 4, 5, 6 jobs. They don't give a f***. They go home. They buy their land. And then they build their house. And when they're done with America, they leave. They don't come to stay. We are not like the Latinos running away from whatever torment they're going to in their countries. We come to America, we work, we get educated, we build for we house, then we go back home. Any Caribbean here will tell you that.
I'm begging. No, please don't beg me. She's in an advanced state of pregnancy. It's quite common for pregnant ladies to travel overseas so that they can have the baby in whichever country to automatically get that passport. What's your final destination today?
No, today.
Today?
Today in London.
Okay.
But I'm going to the US tomorrow.
You're going to the US tomorrow, okay. When you went for your American visa, did you tell the visa officer that you were pregnant?
No.
You didn't? No. Okay. Is there any reason why you didn't tell the visa officer that you were pregnant?
It didn't come up.
It didn't come up.
In breach of the airline's policy, but as she has a valid US visa, Sarah must now contact the US Embassy.
Hi, it's Sarah. I'm at the airport at the moment. I just wondered if you could give a call to the American Embassy so that they can check an American visa for me. She's at the airport today and she's in an advanced state of pregnancy. So if you can just give them a call and find out if they're happy with that, and if so, then we can let her travel.
It's minutes before the flight leaves, but whether or not the pregnant woman will be on board is up to the US Embassy.
Right, okay. Okay, all right, I'll do that then. Okay, thanks very much. All right, thank you, bye-bye. Okay, that was the American Embassy, and they want to speak to her today.
The flight will be leaving without the pregnant woman. Now Sarah must tell her the news.
So what I've done is I've contacted the visa man and explained your situation. What he'd like to do is can you go back to the embassy here in Lagos, show him all this paperwork, and he'll want to speak to you. I'm sorry, I know it's frustrating, but if you can go back to him, because Madam,
Please, I'm begging.
No, please don't beg me. Please don't beg me. No, Madam, please don't beg me.
People that are pregnant that do go and all that.
The pregnant woman did not make it to the USA. When she failed to turn up at the American Embassy, her visa was cancelled.
So when I asked you how far along you were, you told me 16 weeks, correct?
Yes.
Papers telling me 25 weeks. So I want to ask you why the inconsistencies.
When asked about her due date, a pregnant traveler from Nigeria is failing to deliver.
The language in there stated that she was 25, 26 weeks pregnant. You know, when you go to the doctor and you're expecting this is her first child, that's a date that you would know. It's very hard for me to believe that you did not know you were 25 weeks pregnant. Very hard for me to believe. It's possible that you were nervous to tell me that, and that's okay, but I would like you to be honest with me. Did you know that you were 25 weeks pregnant? Yes or no?
The truth is this. To me, the doctor told me that there's 5 weeks.
The doctor told you that you were 25 weeks?
Yes, but
Okay.
to me, I know I'm 16 weeks.
Okay. So,
Calculation, because I calculated.
so when I asked you twice how far along you were, and not once did you tell me that the doctor thinks you're 25 weeks, but you think you're 16 weeks. Little strange. I'm just trying to get the full story, okay? I don't believe that you actually thought you're 16 weeks. I believe that you knew you were 25 weeks. So I want to know why you were not honest with me about that. I really want to talk about that, okay? This is the time to be very honest with me. Were you afraid?
Yes, I'm.
Okay, and that's fine. This is a very nervous interview. I understand that. So you were dishonest about being 16 weeks because you were nervous. You knew you were 25 weeks. We're on a fresh slate now. Is that true?
Yes.
Okay, very good. Do you plan on having the baby in Michigan? That's fine. And how are you going to pay for it? And we can move on.
Okay.
So answer the questions, please.
Fine.
Yes.
So if she can have the baby in Michigan,
Yes.
fine.
Okay.
If we can pay for it. If
Very
we
good.
cannot pay for it, then we leave.
Okay, very good. Was that your intention when you guys traveled from Nigeria? You knew that. Is that right? You knew that that's what was going to happen.
Yeah, we knew it started.
Okay. Were you nervous to tell me that?
Yeah, because we didn't know what.
No problem. Listen.
I'm 100% Brazilian who's been living in California for the past 6 years now, and I think it's time that I touch on this subject. I've been seeing a lot of videos about black and brown sticking together, and even more so calls to action from the Hispanic community calling blacks to actually come and fight together with them. But as a 100% Brazilian who again has been living in California for the past 6 years, when I first touched down in California, I moved here from New York City, a place that is so culturally diverse that we as minorities all come together and stick together. Because in New York City, there's no difference from an Ak or a Mexican. We are literally all one. But I started to realize how much race wars was actually a thing the minute I got to California. I started to realize how much division was actually in place between the two. And it's unfortunate that I even have to get up here and make this video. But the reality of the matter is 100% Pardo Brazilian. If you don't understand what Pardo means that you are a mixed Brazilian that has both indigenous and African roots. Y'all obviously see the color of my skin, right? A lot of the times Mexicans look at me and they can't really quite put their finger on what exactly I am. Like a lot of people, they look at me and they don't automatically resort to, oh, she's Brazilian. Most people honestly generally think I'm either Puerto Rican or Dominican. And Dominicans are also black. But the reality of the matter is I've always stood with the blacks, and all of the closest people to me, all of my loved ones are black. So from their eyes looking in, they've always treated me as she's not one of us, she's opposite of us. Never thought I'd see the day where I'd actually make this video and try to put it in my own perspective. But I just want to genuinely know why. You know, why is it that Mexicans treat other people of other races a certain type of way simply because, oh, they're not one of us? But the minute that you guys are faced with this oppression, now you guys want everybody to stand with you. You know how many times I've been walking from point A to point B in LA trying to mind my business with another black man beside me, when all of a sudden Mexicans are hopping out and literally fighting them for no reason, simply because of the color on their skin? And for my black people, don't think that they're doing this just to y'all. Because like I said, me as 100% Brazilian, I even get treated accordingly by them people.
So technically, I just want to focus on the first woman, but I will say that I added in the other two videos where you had African women that know that they were pregnant and they were about time to be due. And they were like, hey, well, an easy meal ticket is for me to take my pregnant self that's about to give birth and try to go to somewhere in the United States so that, you know, I can make it a little bit easier for myself, so I can make it a little bit easier for my family. See, I wanted to list this because a lot of these people tend to make it seem as though that they were just naturally born here. Like their parents just like came here and they've been living here for the longest time possible, and then they just had them. Nah, a lot of them come here because their mother gets this bright idea to flee, run from their country real quick, call it a vacation, and then give birth in a whole nother land, so that the child can reap the benefits, aka so then by connection the mother too is going to reap the benefits, right? It don't even matter about the father. People don't even care about the father. This is why in a lot of these instances you never see a lot of these women with a guy. They'll just so happen to find a guy or whatnot or whatever when they get here, right? So I just wanted to put that out there because there seems to be a little bit of confusion whenever it is that a lot of these folks want to say that they were born and raised here and they were born here and this and that and all this other type of stuff. So yeah, no, we're not, again, we're not playing those games. I don't know of a history of black women deciding that they're going to go around the world in droves by the hundreds of thousands, potentially millions, and to go get, some type of citizenship in Romania, Lithuania, Austria, right? Australia, somewhere in South America, like Brazil, Canada, Japan. Like again, that's just not That's not a thing. That's not what we do here. That's not what we tend to do. Where it is that we are is where we are going to, have our children. That's how that works. For everybody else, people want to run, flee, take planes and boats and come to the United States so that they can get that citizenship. Because like I said before, both of those women are in Africa. Why are you trying to come to the United States? Why not go to Europe? Why not try that exact same thing in Europe? Why not do it in Australia? Why not do it in China? Why not do it in Japan? Why not do it in all of these places, or even Canada? Why specifically come to the United States? And this is the main question that I keep asking, and people really don't want to seemingly give an actual answer. Or better yet, why not just have your family, your child, in your place of origin? What's so embarrassing about that? Why wouldn't you want, if you're Nigeria, why wouldn't you want your child to be born in Nigeria? That doesn't make any sense. Isn't Nigeria or the place in Africa where it is that you reside, your culture, heritage, traditions, tribalism, all that, if it was good enough to bear you, to raise you, wouldn't it then be good enough for your child? If it was good enough to raise your family that came before you, wouldn't it be good enough to raise your child? Huh? That's all I'm saying, but I guess some people must be embarrassed, right? So now to the main woman, the main course, right? This woman stated that by birth, right, because her parents had her there and she grew up and she was raised in New York, was born in a New York hospital, so that automatically makes her black. She identifies as black. She marks off as black. She considers herself black, right? So there she, finds herself to be a black woman, right, for all intents and purposes, right? But then you start to listen and allow people, enough runway to do whatever it is that they do. And she said that she got some actual Indian, like Hindu, sort of like Kamala Harris. She has Cuban, and then she has some other things directly in there. And I'm sitting up there. Maybe the math is mathing for a lot of other people out there, but for me, I'm just looking. I'm like, so what about you makes you a black American? Because the main thing that she had a question about, just like a lot of these other immigrants, they tend to ask black people, so what is a foundational black American? Who started this? Everybody, if you can go directly on TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, X, whatever it is that you happen to get your viral information from, why didn't you use that exact same place to educate yourself before you asked the dumb question? Because you had to learn it from somewhere. Somebody else stupid more than likely said something stupid, and all of you stupids decided to get together and pontificate. Of course, I mispronounced that, pontificate. And you were like, FBA, it doesn't make sense. I don't understand it. But yet you had some loudmouth basically try to go off and give you some this, that, and the third, and didn't really tell you the whole story of, or anybody who created it and what it's supposed to mean and all this other type of stuff. But then you want to get up here and say that you're a black American because you're born and raised and you identify, and then you want to question black people on what FBA is. That don't even make no sense. That literally, it makes no sense. It's not like you live under a rock. It's not like you're disadvantaged when it deals with trying to learn and understand technology, right? I think the woman said that she was like 50, 55 or whatnot, or whatever. So I'm pretty sure she's more than adapted to technology, correct? Because she made a TikTok video. So again, I'm a little bit confused. I'm actually confused about everything, because she also wanted to state that her people have such a rich tradition, rich culture, rich heritage, rich this, and like I said before, again, I'm a black American. I'm just trying to figure out if everybody is so proud. Y'all are so down. Y'all are so proud. Y'all wave flags. If you are so proud about home, why are you not there? That's just a simple question. Why are you not there? You can't question me while I'm not home, because I've been here. So again, why are you not there? Like I said, everybody want to say that they are black, but when you let them talk long enough, you'll hear them differentiate themselves from black Americans. She listed what her culture is versus what black culture is. She talked about the music. She talked about the traditions. She talked about the different types of food. Again, she started speaking Chinese to me, because I'm like, I don't know any of the foods of which that you're talking about. That's how I know that you're not black American. Black Americans don't eat any of what it is that you literally listed. You said that your food is akin to Africans. but you're not claiming to be an African. Crazy work. I guess y'all must be close cousins or something. I don't know. However it is that you guys want to sit up there and have it work. And then it got real deep when she was like, hey, the whole main trope, like, oh, slavery didn't just happen to y'all, it happened to everybody. Matter of fact, y'all know that slavery set up there and first took place over there, in the Caribbean or whatnot or whatever. We don't care. Let me pull back. I'm sorry. I can't speak for the whole, Black American demographic here. I'm going to promptly state, as the one talking, I do not care if slavery happened somewhere on the moon of Neptune and we just now heard about it, and we should be thanking those people for going through it and, sitting up there rising. I don't care nothing about that. All respect to Neptune. But I don't care. Why am I supposed to care? What, like, didn't y'all have to, deal with, who was it? I'm sorry, it's too many people, like the British, the Dutch, Europeans, somebody, whoever it is that sat up there and realistically enslaved y'all. That's who y'all should be giving y'all grievance to. I don't need a whole history lesson on what it is that y'all went through. I don't care if y'all went through it first, second, third, and last. I don't care because it has nothing to do with Black Americans. The other thing I want to sit up there and say to a lot of y'all folks out there that always want to bring up the few Caribbeans, they was all like, we got these people out here, they're from the islands and they were a part of the Black struggle and doing this and this, that, and the third. That's cool. You listed a few people. Where's the whole rest of your demographic? Where's your whole nation and country? Because all of y'all wasn't marching with us. All of y'all wasn't with us in the streets. Y'all had a few of y'all directly in here in the United States. Let's not make it seem like y'all have 40 million strong and deep directly with us through the civil rights movement, through Jim Crow, during segregation. Like I said before, calm all that down, man. Y'all just be doing too much. And this is why I keep saying every single time you give people an inch, they'll shoot for the moon. Every time you give them an inch, they're shooting from Andromeda. They're in a galaxy far, far away. Like, it don't make no type of sense. You listed a few people. Cool. Kudos to those people. And they actually understood what it meant to basically fight for this thing, because inevitably it was going to mean something for them. Again, they were with the program. They understood it. They weren't there trying to separate themselves and do this and do that and all this other like y'all are trying to do right now. So I get tired of y'all trying to put yourselves in the exact same light as those other people. Y'all ain't nothing like them. Y'all ain't nothing like them, and you never will be. Right? Because it's a difference between people being selfless versus others out there that want to be selfish. And a lot of y'all just coming here, especially from the UK, coming directly from Africa, coming directly from the Caribbean, coming directly from South America, and you're melanated. A lot of y'all are selfish, meaning for self. Right? Y'all not fighting to be, along with us. You're not trying to be some type of amalgamation, right? You're not trying to be one with the Black community here. Because like I said, the moment in times that we've literally tried to do this thing with y'all, this whole shuck and jive and the song and dance, Zadaran, we try to do all of that, and y'all ain't down with it. Y'all ain't trying to have no parts of it. Y'all make sure to separate yourselves, like, oh, those Black Americans there, they think they this and that and all this other type of stuff. And, we don't mess with that. And we don't this. We got our own culture. Y'all always sit up there and separate yourselves. And y'all been doing this. I've seen this for the longest time possible. Like I said, it's crazy. It don't make no type of sense. Like I said, Black Americans can attest to the fact that we've entered y'all restaurants. And for whatever reason, we start getting attitudes. I'm like, whoa, is this another Black American? I'm like, yo, do we grow up somewhere? You around the way, around the block? Like, did we fight in middle school or something? What's really happening? But it's nothing like that. Y'all just got attitude. And I'm like, that's crazy to me. I'm like, there shouldn't even be that type of energy, because I don't know you. Literally, we're not even blood related. We've never even been through the exact same things. We don't even have the exact same history. Right? We don't even got anywhere close to the last names or middle name. But yet you have this type of animosity and energy about you as soon as I step within your building, as soon as I come directly to your business. And like I said, now because social media is here and everybody wants to be a star, I'm glad a lot of people are willfully stupid and they want to show how stupid they are directly on social media by presenting themselves full face and all directly to everybody so that we can see. Like I said before, we're looking at a vast majority of individuals out there who are representatives of these groups of people. And I get a lot of times that people sit up there and say like, oh, you're sitting up here going off of these few people and you think that it's indicative of the whole rest of everybody else. That's what we're going to do, because that's what everybody else been doing to black Americans. So like I said, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. We're going to sit up there and do that. What did everybody sit up there and say? An eye for an eye? So I guess everybody around here is going to sit up there and be blind. That's what we're doing. That is what's going to sit up there and happen. I don't care if people is going to sit up there and say that they disagree. I'm not about that. I didn't ask you. I'm telling you exactly what's happening. When you're looking directly out here in social media, you're going to see the most vocal parts of what black Americans are talking about. Now, when it deals with the public, you're going to sit up there and see it, but it's going to be a quiet action. A lot of people don't understand and know exactly what that means. So let me explain it to you. When people a long time ago, I'm sorry, not that long ago, but internet wise, a long time ago, when people were talking about silent, leaving, or whatnot, or whatever, quitting, silent quitting. Yeah, exactly. Just like that. People would just leave their jobs silently. They're not making a big hoopla. They're not going to social media. They're not doing any of that. People were doing that in droves. And corporations trying to figure out like, yo, what's going on? Why are people actually leaving their jobs? It's like, yo, this don't make no type of sense. We don't really got the manpower to fill these positions and da-da-da-da and all this other type of. Yeah, that's the exact same thing that black Americans are doing. But the only difference here is when black Americans back away, you're not going to have anybody with our type of energy, with our type of wave, with our type of motion to replace us. There is nobody on this planet that could ever come close, that could even fathom, wish, hope, or a dream. There is not a God in this universe that could bless you with enough, even an ounce, to give you what it is that black Americans naturally have. The things that are God-given, that the universe handed directly over to us. You can try to copy it, but it's not going to be pure. Right? It's not. Like I said. And a lot of people out here are trying. You got white folks out here trying to copy that exact same mode of black people by going out here rapping. You got both white boys and white girls doing it. And it's falling flat. It sounds pretty empty. It doesn't have the same heart. It don't have the same energy. You got people over there yonder sitting up there rapping. Over in in the UK. That's cool. That's great. But again, it don't have the same heart because again, we started it. We are the originators. You're not beating the source. You're not going to be better than the source. You can't. You can't. You don't got the ingredients. You don't got everything that come with it in order to make it what it is. You got to add in different stuff. You got to add in different seasons. You can't just deal with it as it naturally is because you don't got that naturally. Like I said, it's crazy work out here, the amount of disrespect that black Americans have to deal with on an everyday basis. And, people keep wondering why it is that we are so fixated and fixed on this because we got to defend ourselves. Y'all ain't going to sit up there and defend us. We have to defend ourselves. So like I've said for several years on this platform, if I don't sit up there and use what it is that I have to defend black Americans out here, my people, who else is going to sit up there and do it? I can't depend on no Jamaican to sit up there and do it. I can't depend on no Islanders to sit up there and do it. I can't depend on somebody black in Japan to sit up there and do it. I can't depend on somebody black in Germany to do it. I can't depend on somebody black in Sweden, Poland, London, the UK, Africa, Australia. I can't depend on none of y'all to sit up there and do it because why would you care? It's not affecting you. You're in a whole nother land. It don't affect you. It don't affect your history. It don't affect where you're going. It don't affect you 30, 40, 50 to 100 years from now. So you're not going to care. So you don't have no skin directly in it. And it's the main thing that black Americans keep sitting up there talking about. Everybody that want to talk so reckless, y'all can do that because y'all don't have no skin. Y'all don't have no history here. This is why she felt so comfortable sitting up there saying like, oh, me and my people, we let go of slavery. We give it all to Jesus. This is why we can sit up there and love everybody and da-da-da-da. Black people amongst this whole planet are irreplaceable. Black Americans. We are the most loving individuals that you will ever see. We will bring you directly into our cultures and literally crown you. That's how loving we are. Like I said, did y'all not see what happened with Eminem? and a few other white rappers, white people in R&B and different types of music that we do. Do you not see how we sit up there and crown them? We sit up there and give them golden roses and all this other time. Yeah, that's what black people sit up there and do. Even if it's going to later on down the road have a negative effect, but that's how loving we are. Other cultures out there would never do anything close to that. Because like, hey, it's dope that you can sit up there and, you know, and do an Irish J, you can river dance, but we're never going to have you as the main dancer. We're never going to have you as a black person as the representatives for us for the next 50 to 100 years. We'll never allow you to do that. But it's good that you can do it. You can be in the background on the side somewhere, but you'll never be the main focal point, the representative, the one that's going to teach everybody. We're not going to allow that. But black Americans, when it deals with our culture, we will allow everybody else in. We will allow people to teach dance, to teach rap, and all this other type of stuff, to make beats. Like I said, so it's crazy to me how other people can say how loving they are when black Americans have always shown this action historically, even if it will have a negative effect against us, either seen or unseen. But anyways, like I said before, let me know what you guys think about this video and everything that I listed in the comment description below. And as always, peace, love, and stay tuned for the next video.